Hey guys, I wanted to give you a quick heads up. YouTube is planning some changes to their guidelines for firearms content, which could affect this channel. To stay connected and ensure you don't miss any of my videos, please follow me on Rumble. The link is in the description below. Thanks for your support. As you can tell, I just have the slide here. So if you need help getting to this point, click on the link at the top right hand corner. That'll take you to a video showing you how to get to this part. Once you get here, come back to this video and then follow along. The tools you'll need to do this is the punch that came with your TTI. And if you don't have that anymore, you could use a 1/16 punch. That should work fine. These two are optional. The first thing is a armor's block. I'm going to be using the SIG armor's block. You could use a universal armor's block. This is also optional. The only reason you would need this is if you have a hard time holding on to the spring from the striker assembly. You use this so this way you get a better grip. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick up the slide and we're going to take our thumb and we're going to put it right over here like this. What that's going to do is going to prevent the striker assembly from flying out once we remove the back plate here. So place our thumb just like this. We're not compressing, we're just leaving it there. Next, we're going to take the punch and we're going to put it into this area right here. And then we're going to compress. Okay. Now keep in mind, once you compress, what you're going to do is you're going to push this way with the punch to slide the back plate off. So it's going to look like this. So we're going to push in and we're pushing down. You could see that the back plate started to come off. And all we're going to do is just going to grab it. Now again, keeping your thumb here, grab this back plate and slide it off. Just like that. Set this down. Now you noticed this piece popped out, but it didn't go flying out because you had your thumb on this silver piece. So now all we do is take the silver piece, we slide this out, set the slide down, and there you go. You removed your striker assembly. I'm going to change the angle of the camera so this way I can show you how to disassemble the striker assembly. If you don't have an armor's block, you can take this part of the striker assembly and just put it onto the table like this. And then you're going to do all the work in this position. If you do have an armor's block, you're going to select a hole that fits the striker assembly. This one fits perfectly for mine. It makes it easier so this way the bottom isn't sliding around on the table. Also, this is where the rag would come in handy. If you have a hard time holding onto the spring and pulling it down, compressing it, you could use the rag and you can grab it high up on the spring like this, and you would grab it like that and you would compress it down. To make it easier for you guys to see what I'm doing, I won't use the rag. I'm just going to use my fingers. So the goal here is to compress this spring downward. And then if you look here, there's this piece, and these are called cups. And when they form together like they do right here, it's basically like forming a collar that captures the spring between the sleeve and this collar right here. So when I compress this spring down, we're going to remove these two cups. Let's see, where's the opening of the cup? Okay, so here's the opening of the cup right here. So this way you guys can see it better. So I'm going to compress this down like that. And I'm going to remove each one of these cups like that and like this. I'm going to release the pressure of the spring like this. Next, I'm going to pick up our striker and the sleeve. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the striker up. But this spring right here, you want to make sure that the spring is towards this side of the sleeve. So this way the striker can come out easily, just like that. And then there you go. Take off the spring, set that down, and you completely disassembled the striker assembly. At this point, you would replace whatever you need to replace or clean up the striker assembly. And once you're done that, now we can put everything back together. So to put things back together, take your striker, take this little tiny spring, doesn't matter what side goes on first, just slip it on right here. You could leave it about here. And next, we're going to put the sleeve on. This part right here goes into this area right here, while underneath this piece right here will go underneath here. Okay? Notice this piece right here, it's right there. Okay, so now, like I said, you're going to put this part of the striker into this portion of the sleeve. You're going to push the small spring. You're going to push the spring towards this part of the sleeve. Make sure that this part goes into this area right here as we're inserting the striker, just like that. Now, if you turn this upside down, you can see that little piece right here is in this area like we needed it. And now we could take the armor's block, set our striker and sleeve into that armor's block again. And now we can insert the spring onto the striker assembly like that. Now, the goal here is to compress this spring all the way down below here, okay? And then once we do that, we insert these two cups and they form a collar. They form a collar just like this, and that will be underneath right here and then inside the spring. So it'll look like that, okay? So I'll show you how to do it. So take the cups, set them aside so I can easily get to them, just like that. Take the spring, it doesn't matter what side of the spring goes on first. Put the spring on, I'm gonna grab up here like this with my left hand, and then we're gonna compress. I'm gonna hold the bottom part so it doesn't slip around as much. Grab one of the collars, insert it like this. I'm gonna spin that around to the other side like that, so I can easily put on the other collar like this. Now they're both in, leave the pressure go, and now you can see that these form a collar that captures this spring between the sleeve and these two cups. And you can compress these two like this, and you can see everything's working perfectly. Now that we have the striker assembly put back together, now we have to put it back into the slide. And how we do that is by putting this piece right here into this hole right here. And then this silver piece right here is going to go into this channel right here. It's going to look something like this. Just going to slide that in just like that. Next, we have to install the back plate. And how we do that is by taking this part right here of the back plate and this part of the back plate. And we're going to insert it into this area right here and this area right here. And it's going to look something like this. So here's the back plate, line it up just like that. And this is how it's going to look from the rear of the slide, just like that. And we're going to hold our thumb here just like this. So this way, when we compress the striker assembly inward, we're going to push this way with our thumb to install the back plate. So take your punch and put it on top of this part right here of the striker assembly, just like this. See, like that. It's going to be like this. And then we're going to compress inward. So we're going to compress all the way until we can't compress anymore. And there you go. See, the back plate went right on. And you could check it, you could pull it, and you could see that it's on, it's not going to come off. And there you go. Congratulations, you have successfully removed, disassembled your striker assembly, and put everything back together. If you thought the video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Also, if you're in the market for CCW insurance, check out Right to Bear. Link is in the description below. Use coupon code UBR10 to get 10% off your entire order. If you haven't already, please subscribe and tell a friend about the channel. Every subscriber helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.